She said, she's an expert. Yeah, parents have a right to check their kids' rooms, and kids are good at hiding things. It's a process, and that's how I end this. This is a process. This is not me coming in here to scare the holy heck out of families. But here's what I can tell you. I have worked with every population on demand. I have worked with celebrities. I've worked with celebrities and kids. I have worked with people with more money than everybody in this room put together, some of the wealthiest people in the world. Okay. No one is immune from this drug and alcohol problem. So in ending this, what I would suggest to you that you think about, there's a book I would recommend this group of people read. It's called The Price of Privilege. It is an excellent, excellent book. There are other books that I can recommend, and you can call me or see me later. But The Price of Privilege is a book I would recommend for any parent, but especially this group of parents. And look at some of the entitlement issues, some of the things that again, if, you know, to whom much is given, much is expected. But many times, those of us that are blessed with a pretty great lifestyle want to reward our kids and give our kids things. The internet is not safe for your children, unsupervised. You all know that anyway. But medication is purchased constantly on the internet. You have a right to your children's text phones. That's a biggie. Most of the drug deals, and again, not just because a kid has a text phone, does not mean they're dealing drugs. But again, you need to look at that. You need to look at that. There need to be consequences for behavior. Here's the biggest one I can give you, biggest thing I can give you right now tonight. Know where your kids are. Now, you all have read the papers, and you all have watched the news stories, and you all have seen about kids unsupervised at 1 o'clock in the morning. And what happens? the mother had given her pills. It was a friend's mother. So you have to be super hypervigilant. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you what we see. And like I said, we call it, kinder tot lot in our residential end now, because again, rarely would we have 18-year-olds that much in treatment. Constant stream, and it's usually heroin or oxycontin. And it started with marijuana, it went on to booze, so there you go. And if I'm painting a grim picture, I'm not trying to, because there are a lot of kids that get through high school without a drug problem. There are a lot of kids that get through middle school without a drug problem. Some of them are just plain lucky. But if you have a history also, if you have a history of addiction in your family, like my family, Irish Catholic, we were loaded with it, the chances are 4 times greater your child may have a problem. So you have to be very, very careful. Make sure your kids know that, hey, this is how we're wired. Some families have diabetes, we have this. Talk to your kid. And again, let your child know what those ground rules are. If you are caught with drugs or alcohol, you will be in the car and headed for an assessment, whether it's in McDonald's Center or Alvarado or wherever. You'll be having an assessment immediately. We take it very seriously in our home. If we find out that one of your friends has been using drugs, we are going to that parent immediately. When you go somewhere, yeah, boo-hoo, I'm not the popular parent, yeah, I'm going to check in on you. And that is you, again, go back to the mentality of when your child was a toddler. And all the things you did to make sure they were safe. This is my new thinking from what I have seen and the heartbreak we see in the media every day about drug and alcohol and what it is doing is literally stripping